Left 4 Dead 3. Could it still happen? Let's talk about that right now. Well, before we get into talking about Left 4 Dead 3, we're going to go back to where it all started with the original Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is a zombie first-person shooter game that came out on October 15th, 2008 with a cast of 4 main survivors: Bill, Francis, Louis, and Zoe. And your goal as one of the 4 survivors is to defeat all onslaughts of zombies that come your way, as well as kill each special infected you encounter, which I'll get into in a moment, beat each crescendo event, and finish each campaign. And in the game, there are 4 campaigns: No Mercy, Death Toll, Dead Air, and Blood Harvest. Now, before I did mention Special Infected, so Left 4 Dead isn't as easy as you might think. Yes, you do have different difficulty settings, but there is a variety of different Special Infected that lies in the game. So we'll go ahead and go right across the lineup. As you can see on the screen, on the far left you have the Boomer, then the Smoker, the Hunter, the Witch, and the Tank. And each Special Infected has its own special attack that it does to each survivor. And lastly, we're going to talk about the health and throwables that are in the game. So for health, we have the medkit and the pain pills. And for throwables, we have the pipe bomb and we have the Molotov. Well, we've talked about Left 4 Dead. Now it's time to get on to the sequel, Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2 is exactly the same as Left 4 Dead, as in how it plays. But, of course, with any sequel, there's going to be additions, such as there's a defibrillator, so say if your player dies, you can revive them. Whereas in the first Left 4 Dead, if your teammate died, you wouldn't be able to find them again until you hit the next safe room, or you can find them trapped in another room. Also, the adrenaline shot, which works as a little bit less than the pain pills. You don't get quite as much health back off of them, but you get a lot more speed if your health is low. And of course, with Left 4 Dead 2, there are new campaigns and also 4 new survivors. And their names are Ellis, Nick, Coach, and Rochelle. And of course, with the sequel to Left 4 Dead 2, you have new survivors, and like I mentioned, new campaigns. And here are the campaigns: Dead Center, The Passing, Swamp Fever, Hard Rain, Dark Carnival, and The Parish. One other new thing that has been added to the game is the ability to use melee weapons. So instead of being limited with only 2 pistols, you are allowed 2 pistols. You can choose a .44 Magnum or a melee weapon, such as a baseball bat, axe, and yes, even a chainsaw. Alright, so we've been talking a lot about Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. The intro to this video is pretty much for anyone who hasn't played Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2 yet. But I'm sure if you're watching this video, most of you have played it or at least heard of the games. So, why hasn't Valve come out with Left 4 Dead 3? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Could there be another Left 4 Dead? Well, yes, of course there could be. I mean, there could be so many thirds to any game that Valve has made. But what I've noticed is Valve only makes 2 of every game they have, such as Half-Life, Portal, anything. And to double check my theory, I went online, looked up some of their games. There was actually more games they made than I thought that only have 2. They don't make 3s of anything, but because Left 4 Dead was so popular, they came out with other campaigns, newer ones like The Passing and Swamp Fever. Not Swamp Fever, the other one that's out in the woods. So, realistically, it's been almost 10 years now. Is Valve going to come out with a 3rd Left 4 Dead? Most likely, probably not. Because again, they only come out with 2 of anything. But I think it would be cool to have Left 4 Dead 3. Out of all the games that Valve has made, I think Left 4 Dead 3 is the third installment of their games that I think we're most likely to see. Now let's just talk for a minute and say, for example, that Left 4 Dead 3 was to come out. There's a few different ways that Valve could go about it. They could go about it, bring all 7 survivors together, put a whole spew of campaigns in the game, and make this bigger and better than the other 2 Left 4 Deads. Or they could go about it, well, we've had a lot of campaigns and stuff. We've had a lot of story time for all the survivors. Now it's time for a new set. With the third game, they could make 4 more survivors and 4 or 5 more campaigns. Personally, I'd like to see all 7 get together, because I think that if they were to make Left 4 Dead 3, that's just the most likely way they'd go. But are we going to see a Left 4 Dead 3? Sadly, I don't think so, which sucks, because I grew up playing Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Like, those are the games I can remember finding the game when I was young and playing it. And then I can remember a few years later going into Walmart and then seeing the game in the stores. I'm like, oh my god, there's a second Left 4 Dead? Like, I was so happy. I could not wait to play Left 4 Dead 2 because I didn't know there was a sequel, because I love the first one so much. So I've grown up with these games, and I would love there to be a third game. Like I said, are they going to? Probably not. It's been almost 10 years now, but I would love to see a third Left 4 Dead. Guys, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, be sure to leave them in the comments section. And like and subscribe. Every like and subscription helps out the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next one.